We have Rich Miano here with us, former UH football player and football coach. I mean, I've also done athletic clinics with you growing up, but you're here this morning because we've got breaking news from University of Hawaii at Manoa. David Lasner has made his recommendation for the new athletic director, and the announcement is Craig Angelos is the man that's been recommended, and the Board of Regents is going to be looking at that next week. So, do you know anything about this candidate?
Yeah, I was told that by my sources yesterday, so I researched him a little bit, and it's an impressive resume. Make no mistake about that. But what concerns me is 10 years ago, he was let go at Florida Atlantic University. He was not retained recently by Temple University. And I think more concerning or potentially disturbing than that is, what are the connections to Hawaii? What is the ability to go into the legislature, the Senate, the Donna Kims, the Michelle Kadanis, the Kurt Favelas, the Glenn Wakais, the Jimmy Tokiokas, and actually get this public university, this public institution, state-funded, the money it needs to build new facilities. We know we have a stadium issue. We don't have a legacy hall. We don't have a performance center. Timmy Chang needs more than this. Charlie Wade needs, I think, more than this. So it's an interesting hire, to say the least, because Ben Jay, you look at guys like Herman Frazier. When you come from the mainland, it's very tough to establish yourself here in the state, not only from a public funding perspective, but a private funding perspective as well.
And as you mentioned, he does have a lot of experience, whether he stayed in some of these places or didn't. I think maybe he'll bring some type of experience on what these universities have that clearly Hawaii athletics needs. But as you mentioned, trying to get that funding, which we know is very important, especially as we're maybe looking at the football program, primarily needing a football stadium.
Yeah, because it's such a unique place, right? And when you talk about getting funding, it usually requires, as I mentioned earlier, legislative and Senate support. It usually needs guys like Dwayne Karisu, guys like Stanford Carr, Kobayashi's, McNaughton's, the Gary Odas of Hawaii. And it takes a while to Lomi. It takes a while to get to know these people and get that vision and that plan out. But make no mistake about it, we need a plan. We need vision. We need a great leader of not only his administration, but of young women and young men, because we're talking 500 athletes. We're talking 22 sports. We're talking really the pride of Hawaii. What Charlie Wade and that volleyball program did to the state of Hawaii, what June Jones did in 2007, what Les Murakami's done, what Bob Nash has done, what Dave Shoji has done. We need this state to feel great, and the young people to have this vision and this future of a great Hawaii athletic program.
Of course, this is just a recommendation. Next week, the Board of Regents will, of course, take this recommendation up and decide to approve or not to approve. Do you know a little bit more about how that process works?
Yeah, from what I'm told, that the Board of Regents really only has the salary structure. They're going to take this recommendation and probably have to go with this. And again, did the search committee search? Did the advisory committee advise? And that's the big question here. And I think that a lot remains to be seen. But, I think we might have to welcome this guy with open arms, because we need this thing to be successful, because I really believe we're in a precarious state. I really believe that this athletic department is really trying to position itself, whether you're talking NILs, name, image, and likeness, whether you're talking facilities. We are no longer not even Mountain West good. Fresno State just announced a $250 million athletic improvement. San Jose State's opening up a $70 million facility. We have to at least be Mountain West good.
That's a lot that needs to get done here as whoever does take on that new role as athletic director, whether it be Craig Angelos or somebody else if the Board of Regents decides otherwise. But thank you, Coach Miano, for being here this morning.
Yeah, one last thing I'd like to say. A guy that I thought would have been an outstanding candidate is Jaron Akana. Jaron Akana can make calls with billionaires. He's been on the mainland. He's a local legend. Here's a guy. What about a Mufi Hanneman who didn't even apply? There are so many great local candidates, and here we go again.
as we shall see what happens moving forward. But thank you once again, Coach, for being here with us this morning.